Out record.
Snake farm, just sounds nasty. Snake farm.
nothing to do in the winter, and now that some kid gets bit at the snake farm. I said snake farm, just sounds nasty. Snake farm, it pretty much is snake farm. It's a reptile house, snake farm. I forgot to mention something. This is a sing-along. Really? It goes snake farm. Just sounds nasty. Snake farm. Pretty much is snake farm. It's a reptile house. Snake farm. Ain't exactly kumbaya, but looking at you, it ought to be more appropriate. Help me now, everybody, help me. I said snake farm. Snake farm. Very much is snake farm. It's a reptile. Snake farm. I'm getting into it, Shelley. That was called The Alarm. She said she cried when they broke up. She still plays the record at a snake farm. Snake farm. It just sounds nasty. Snake farm. Pretty much is snake farm. It's a reptile house. Snake farm. Everybody off to, you know, they're snake farm. Snake farm, it just sounds nasty. Snake farm, it pretty much is snake farm. It's a reptile house, snake farm. Last chance, snake farm, it just sounds nasty. Snake farm, it pretty much is snake farm. It's a reptile house, snake farm. We're so happy to be back here at the Tower Theater in Oklahoma City. I'd like to take this opportunity to go ahead and introduce the band. On the bass over there. That's John Michael Shep on that bass thing. And back there on the drums, that's Kyle Snyder back there on them drums. Everything on the guitar, that's my son Lucas over there on the guitar. Wow, what a nice large crowd. This is obviously the first time that a number of you have appeared before me. So if it is, I would imagine after the first two songs, you're nervous. But I just write these songs and I talk about them and I sing them. I wrote this next song here with a young guy named Hayes Carl. crosses the bridge, she sets it on fire. She lays like a bird on a telephone wire. I'm gonna holler and I'm gonna scream. I'm gonna give me some mescaline, and then I'm gonna rhyme that with gasoline. The drunken boys drink. Now there's some money on the table and a pistol on the floor. A few paperback books while doing the more. Whiskey bottles are scattered like last night's clothes, with cigarettes and papers and Oreos, not Dominoes. Now my harmonica has got a busted ring. My lips are chapped and are about to bleed. She says that's nothing when she was a kid. Oh, she danced with the dead at the pyramids. I'm gonna holler and I'm gonna scream. I'm gonna give me some mescaline, and then I'm gonna rhyme that with gasoline. The drunken boys drink. Smelling like cooze and cheap cologne. It tells me not to worry about Judgment Day. She says the guy that gave to heaven just ain't our way. I'm gonna holler and I'm gonna scream. I'm gonna give me some mescaline, and then I'm gonna rhyme that with gasoline. We made that song up, and Hayes put it out on the album. Came out about, I don't know, 15 years ago now. Won a bunch of awards and everything. I put it out on the album. Came out about 12 years ago. Came out on this album. The title of the album was "A Enlightenment, Be Endarkenment, Hint There Is No Sea." It's the worst title there's ever been for an album. A lot of music journalists let me know that. It's got this really creepy picture on the front. From the album cover, I got my head cut off, holding my own head. I mean, I got on a nice suit, but you show it to little kids, kind of skims them out. So it's got a horrible title and a creepy picture. So you've got to be asking, Ray, why would you do that? You wouldn't be asking it in unison. But I'll tell you, since some of you want to know randomly, I finally figured out you get more attention by burning down the barn than you do carrying out the trash. If this should be the first time you've ever seen me perform, you've probably come to the conclusion that I am an acquired taste. And I am not for everyone. And this next song here should weed you out. Like a metaphor for a hydrogen bomb. We was enriched uranium supercritical mass. We was a chain reaction. It was love and lust, mostly lust, but it's a mutual attraction. So here I was, boys, at 21 years old. I had it all. I had a fine stripper girlfriend and a gold top Les Paul. The future was a promising, but there were dark clouds on the horizon. She was a beautiful girl, but she liked to drink a lot of tequila. Yeah, that ain't all. I come home 4 or 5 times, and she'd pawn my Les Paul. So we broke up and she went to Hollywood. She married her an actor. She got a job dancing on the Hudson Brothers TV show, and Molly Lipstick from Max Factor. I'm glad she did all right. I got over her vision. I'm glad she did all right. But I mean, you know, I never really busted through the gates into the big time as a rock and roll star. 25, 30 years I've just been dragging around an old gold top guitar, but love and fate are mysterious things in this funky old world. It was 37 years ago I ended up marrying the Mother Blues door girl. They had us a boy. That's him over there playing my gold top. I don't know if Lucas is gonna hang his life on a guitar. It's a hard old road, you know. Not every gig or audience is as good as this one. And I'm very, very grateful for the time I get to share the stage with my son. Laying down just that bottom over there, and I'm extremely grateful that Kyle Snyder is back down there laying down a groove you could hammer nails with. It sounds like 3 Converse tennis shoes in a dryer. You know, like I say, man, I'm an old cat. I've been doing this for a long, long time, but I'm very, very grateful that I am still writing songs, and I'm very grateful I am able to travel around and play them for people, and I am extremely grateful that people will come out and hear me produce those songs that I wrote. You know, the days that I keep my gratitude higher than my expectations. I have really good days. I was not expecting all of my people to be here tonight, so what a damn fine day it is. Story. By the way, this John Michael and Kyle and Lucas, this is the band that appeared with me on David Letterman a long, long time ago, and I thought I'd get them back together to do this. I think Lucas was 19 at the time and everything, but so we and that's actually based on a true story. The girl the girl in the song, she actually went to Los Angeles, married an actor, and got a job dancing on the Hudson Brothers TV show. For some of you older people who know, that was the summer replacement show for the Sonny and Cher show back a long, long time. And we've stayed in touch. The dancer and I have stayed in touch after all this time. We've stayed in touch every 2 years. She sends me a picture of her and her new Lexus. I made the right decision there. And my wife Judy, like I say, speaking of my wife Judy, she and I wrote this next song. I had this gig, man, It was a rough gig. I mean, the sound was just squeaky. I mean, these guys here, they know what they're doing. The sound here at the Tower Theater is just stellar, and it was just kind of wild, and the promoter was sketchy, and it was just a weird, you know. And so I got back from the gig about 3 in the morning. I walk in, my wife Sheila goes, "How was the gig?" And I go, "That gig was awful. It was just horrible. It's too much." I said, "Man, it's a rough gig." And she said, "Well, everybody turns a bad trick every now and then."
All right, now listen up. I'm going to tell you something here that stays here tonight at the Tower Theater. This is a secret. and we're not going to tell anybody who wasn't here because we have a trust thing, you know, performer, audience. We have, you know, we have a covenant, you know, a covenant like priest confessional. You people wouldn't understand that. All your clients. When I found out Ringo Starr's gonna play drums on this track about 6 years ago, I got a text from Ringo. He said, "Be out in LA next Tuesday and I'll play drums on the track." So I flew out there, and all of a sudden he lives in Beverly Hills, but it's not a big mansion, it's a cool one-story ranch house. So I get out there, and I go out there, and he has a studio at his house, and so it's just Ringo Starr, me, and Bruce Sugar as engineer, just the three of us, which is really intimidating, even though he's really nice. Like, "Would you like some tea?" And you go, "Yeah," but somewhere over here you go, "Fucking beat 'em, man." And so we finished the track. And he said, "Who you gonna get to play bass on this?" And I said, "Well, I don't know. I hadn't thought about it." He said, "How about Don Was?" I said, "I don't know Don Was." He said, "I'll ask him." He said, "Who you gonna get to play guitar?" And I said, "Well, I don't know." He said, "I'll ask my brother-in-law, Joe Walsh." And so at that time, after that, I called up Chris Robinson. I said, "Man, I got a beetle and an eagle. I need a crow." And he was that dude from the door, and he said, "Yeah." So I felt very grateful to Ringo Starr for putting that together. I am kind of the Forrest Gump of songwriters. I just hang around people. So anyhow, and the album I did before co-starring is called "Tell the Devil I'm Getting There as Fast as I Can," which is meant to be taken metaphorically. Like, I'm an old guy. Somebody says, "Hubbard, you're getting old." You go, "Well, tell the devil," you know, just a smart remark and everything. No, it's not a prophecy. But, and it's not really a concept album, but there's a theme that runs through a couple of songs there. I mentioned I'm an old cat. You get to be my age, you start thinking about your mortality. So there's a couple of songs on the album where the idea is I hope God grades on a curve. I mean, I'm not Mother Teresa, but hey, man, I'm not Attila the Hun. So maybe, so I look back over my life, maybe a D-. Maybe it won't get me to heaven proper, but maybe it'll give me some sort of celestial vocational night school. Here's a little rock and roll fable. Creeping in a mile, laying a strap through a Fox AC-30. If a troublesome back ain't a ringing in her ear. My last band covered the Clash, the Kinks, and the Replacements. Sees my soul as this misfit as the years. I've got a Princeton reverb, it's in an old ammo case. It's in the back of a Ford Carolina. And it's a 6-hour drive to Austin and a Continental Club. I gotta change the strings on my ES 335. Tell the devil that I'll get there as fast as I can. Playing this old guitar in this all-country band, and loving a woman who can out-cuss any man. Tell the devil that I'm getting there as fast as I can. I met her in LA, we were hoping for some vote. She had eyes mascared up like evil rain. She sparkled with wildness like the blue yonder. She'd done a time in darkness and was 2 years clean. She wears an old leather jacket and was made by All Saints, and boots engraved
dust, and she run with her friends. Needing love with her is like living in a thunderstorm. Tell the devil I'm getting there as fast as I can. Playing this old guitar in an old country band. Another woman, she sure enough can outcuss any man. Tell the devil that I'm getting there as fast as I can. Now the faithless live with graves and faded purple. And the gamblers, they never bet on 12s or 2s. Drunken boys disappear into their own shadow. And the rock and roll believers take the old easy ride. Tell the devil I'm getting there as fast as I can. Playing this old guitar in this old country band. And loving a woman, oh, she sure enough can outcuss any man. Tell the devil I'm getting there as fast as I can. Next song here is I wrote with a young girl named Liz Foster. She was in this band called the Trishes. Just a great, great band. Now, as long as I've been doing this, I never had written a song with a woman before. I wrote with Hayes and Slade and some of these other cats. So Liz said, Ray, we should write a song together. And I went, well, she said, yes. She said, this would be an opportunity for you to look at the world through the perspective of a woman and then honor that viewpoint through music and lyrics. So I said, yeah, okay, let's do this. I was excited about this. So she said, so we got together to write this song. I said, okay, what about this for the first line of the song? She goes, I don't think we want to say that. I said, okay, what about this for the first line of the song? She goes, I wouldn't feel comfortable singing that line. I said, well, Liz, I'm trying to see what it would be like if I were a woman. What about this line? She goes, oh no, we're not using that. At that point, I realized that if I was a woman, I would be such a slut. So it's a lot more sensual when she sings. show that old flat idiot. Coming up here playing the tower is a very special gig. It really is a very special venue and everything, and that's why I knew we were driving and weren't going to fly. So I'm going to bring a very special guitar back to Oklahoma. This was my grandfather's guitar, and he got it down in when we were living in Hugo, Oklahoma at the time. And he got it from a guy who was traveling through, and it had this on it. And he would plug it in. He would plug it into the radio, and he'd play Wildwood Flower and other double. I was a little kid, and I'd dance around. I'd go, Grandpa, let me play that guitar. He'd go, no, I can't play that guitar. And I go, why not? He says, you can't play a man's guitar unless he gives you permission. And I guess he was trying to teach me to respect other people's property, but he never would let me play it. And it'll be 42 years come December. I was out in Los Angeles. My grandmother called me and said, you need to get up here. Your granddad's health's failing. So I drove from LA back up to Hugo where they were living at the time, and I got up there and my grandma came out and she said, glad you're here, granddad's dying. He'd been asking about you, going, where's Ray? Where's Ray? He wants to talk to you about that old guitar. And I went in there and he was on his deathbed and he sold it to me. I'm sorry. You people are so nice, I shouldn't have done that. I'm sorry, I feel terrible, that I wrote him a hot check. After that, I'm gonna do something real quick. I guess it was about 20-something years ago. My wife, Judy, she got in a correspondence with a young fellow who was stationed in Afghanistan, and she sent him some CDs and swag and all that stuff. He was coming home on leave, and she said, well, we're gonna go up there and surprise him. So we went up there and met him and, kind of hung around, played some guitar with him and his family and everything. And he told me that every time before they went out on a recon mission or a patrol, that they would play this song. So it took a different perspective. And I don't really care about your political affiliation, but if we're gonna send those men and women over there, we need to take care of them when they come back. I come down from Oklahoma with a pistol on my boot, a pair of dice and a deck of cards, and a bottle in my suit. I come here as the cause of tears, I'm just a cry of shame. 7 stud, eternal blood, I'm just looking for a game. I double-crossed the state of Texas, they give me a little time. I taught myself to double-cut the cards and hold scriptures in my mind. I learned to love the tumbling dice and to believe the word. Tombstone stones or rolling bones beats anything I've ever heard. And patience is a virtue that I don't possess. I can't deny that heaven lies beneath a cotton dress. And how small a part of time we share till we hear the sound of wings. I am lost in the dust of the chase my life brings. Seen a fallen man in a kingdom hidden from their eyes. And I have heard the roar of thunder, I felt the lightning bolt. And when I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I take a long Samuel call. And every night I kiss the cards and I hold it to my breath. See the King of Hearts, I know that I am blessed. And though my eyes are blind, sometimes I know there's something there. So in the times at hand, I kill a man, I say a prayer. Dust of a chase by my brain. How small a part of time we share till we hear the sound of wings. I am lost in the dust of a chase by my brain.
was out in California a while back, and I'm getting ready to do that harmonica ride in Drunken Poet's Dream. Remember that a bit earlier? And I'm getting ready to do that harmonica ride. And as I'm getting ready to do it, I look right over there, and standing over there is Charlie Musselwhite, one of the most incredible harmonica players, a legend, and he's just standing, so my lips locked. I just, oh, it was just so embarrassing. But I got to meet Charlie, and what a thrill that was. It was just incredible. You know, when you see someone that's a performer and you just admire them so much, and they're so great, and you meet them, and they just spend some time with you. And I mean, don't expect that tonight. I'm done. I'm out here. But it was just really a wonderful deal. So anyhow, I got to meet Charlie, and what a thrill that was. So I said, man, I got to write a song about this guy. So we actually wrote some songs together, but this is a song I wrote. This is called Mr. Musselwhites Blues. And I just, Chicago, in an old brown suit and white suit. Little Walter gave me one of his old harmonicas. He said, now Charlie, this can help you if you got the blues. He said, this can save you if you got the blues. Well, let me tell you, you better off with the blues. She's a vicious, razor-toed woman. This is what they sound like.
heaven. When I get to heaven, I'll tell you what I'm gonna do. I'm going to tell all the saints walking around I was born and I died with the blues. I was born and I died with the blues. I was born and I died with the blues. Blues aficionados. This next song here I wrote with a young guy a while back by the name of Cody Canada. We wrote about his car and some other stuff that's going on. So anyhow, song that Cody and I wrote. Maybe it's because I'm here in Oklahoma. So I'm going to do a song by one of my favorite people ever. Surprise, boys. A crazy mom, where you been so long? You know who wrote this? Crazy mama, where you been so long? well, earlier on in the program, when you sang along the Snake Farm song, for some reason, if everybody here would get down into that groove, that Tulsa groove, J.J. Cale, if everybody would get down and help me sing Crazy Mama tonight, everybody. If everybody would get down and sing it, J.J. Cale song Crazy Mama with me, it would be, and I do not throw this word around lightly, it would be most righteous. I know you know it. Oh, crazy mama, where you been so long? Oh, crazy mama, where you been so long? Lord have mercy, what I see. Oh, crazy mama coming back to me. Crazy mama. Those righteous eyes. She don't wear mascara. Sometimes she puts a L'Oreal on her lips. She got a tribal tattoo just above her hip. I'm talking about a wild Oklahoma woman who loves to get down and listen to some J.J. Cale. Some things here under heaven, oh, just cooler than hell. Oh, some things down here, just cooler than hell. One of the coolest there ever was. Oh, Thank you guys so much. Really, we're going to be up in Tulsa tomorrow night and probably on studio at the church here, which they opened it up and everything. And what's getting us was John Michael over on the partner's back. Partner's front. And Cal Stoddard back on the drums and Lucas here. And I really want to thank the whole staff here at the town. They treat me the way I deserve to be treated. I mean, that's just a wonderful, wonderful giving. This is a song here I wrote a while back, and I had the very, very good fortune to have it recorded by this band called Cross Canadian Ragweed. And I am so grateful that they recorded this song, because with the royalty check, I was able to buy a fence 18 years ago. 6 years ago, my phone rings and I go, hello, and this voice goes, Ray, this is Eric Church, and I want to write a song with you called Desperate Man. So I'm just an old smart aleck, so I said, one time I said desperate, I went to a fortune teller to get my future read, and she said I didn't have one. Eric said, that'll be the second verse. So I went up to Nashville, we went out on this old fishing cabin, and we wrote Desperate Man. He had a different funky groove to it. And we wrote the thing, and he said, I'm gonna record this song. And then he said, I'm gonna name my next album Desperate Man, and he did. And I'm so grateful that he did, because it went to #1 on the country music album charts. And I'm so grateful because with the royalty check, I was able to get a gate for my fence.